Okay, we are back. And this time we're going to go with the English. And my opponent's giving me some time here, so looks like white's cheating already. I got two pieces developed, and he's got the none. I've got the full center. And looks like we're attacking pretty efficiently here. Got the whole center, and you want to trade, so I'm not interested in trading. It's kind of hard to justify that move. Nope. I just said no trading. If you want to go to b4, that's fine. And can we win on the spot here with bishop takes h7? That's a good question. I want to try it. Knight's awkward on g4. Alright, so let's go here so that I can follow up with, say, queen d3 in some lines. That strengthens my center, gives away one of your two active pieces you have in the position. This is not going to end well for black. White's safe. Black doesn't have counterplay. He's down a pawn. His king's open. His knight's awkward on g4. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Okay. Let's not let the knight get to f5. Let's go ahead and threaten mate. How do you stop it? f5 is en passant. And what else do you have here? I don't know. Gotta go rook f7 here, I think. And I'm gonna go knight e5. That also looks devastating. Okay, yep, knight e5 still looks clutch. Threatening knight g6. So how is the queen? Man, that is sick. I'm covering every square. I just realized that. Alright, give a little tickle to the rook. And he's probably got to go rook d7. I'm going to go f7. And this game doesn't last too many more moves. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what went wrong for my opponent, because my opponent clearly, from move one, I mean, the center counter or Scandinavian is a fine opening if e4 d5, but c4 d5, I mean, it's relatively terrible because you don't get the same play, and then the immediate queen d8 basically says, I'm giving white two moves for free, and I have less impact in the center in the future. So you may be able to get away with this, but his next moves really didn't bode well. Let me see in the database if it's got excuse me, something, and no. Knight f6 was okay, and I'm already getting a clip of the center. He should probably look to play, if you're going to play e6, you probably want to get the bishop outside of the chain, so maybe bishop f5 or bishop g4. But e6 is making the situation worse. Now I have the full center, and probably even castling wouldn't be my first choice here. You need to fight for the center. Like something with c5 at a certain point. Otherwise, you're just going to get squashed like we saw in the game because I have the extra space. So this is like kind of like the best version of a French defense for white with the pawn structure. I get my bishop on the most aggressive square. Everything's starting to eye the king. And on knight g4, it likes the straight bishop takes e7. I didn't want to give him the development, but now it just says white's better, and I agree, but why is bishop f4 inferior? He gets in c5. And I lose a little bit of time, but still have an edge. Fair enough, c5. But with bishop d6, don't miss the opportunity to refuse more trades. And now Bishop takes h7 is not wrong, but it's not the first choice by the engine. Queen d2 is. And with the idea being that that knight is in a really bad situation. And now bishop takes h7. Very nice. So I knew I was much better. Okay, so I finally found the best move. Best move. Queen d3 immediately. I guess I didn't want to allow knight f5, but you just have the simple g4. And he's got to give up a piece here. So that makes sense. But I took, and still winning. And nothing doing here. Mate in 6. And what I was thinking was that he would try rook d7, and I was going to play f7, but queen e8 just wins on the spot. Knight d7 prolongs the game the longest, according to the machine. Bishop g6, very efficient. Oh, not there. You're still winning, though. That's how winning the position is. And then mate. So, the English opening Anglo Scandinavian defense. I'm going to have to remember that title. But, like I said, this is definitely not a move I'd recommend. Say if you're a Slav or Queen's Gambit player and you don't want to face the English type stuff, e6 followed by d5. And more often than not, it's going to transpose into a Catalan, Queen's Gambit decline. And if white goes e4, it may go into some French exchange type lines. So you just have to know that if you're going to play 1e6 against c4. And then with c6, I mean, that e4 note is there, and you're transposing into Caro-Kann lines. But most of the time, white is going to play in some way which will allow you to get a Slav-like setup. So I think that's probably, if I looked in my opponent's games, he's probably a Queen's Gambit or Slav player. And that's going to be the better move order to do this, and that's what I would recommend to my opponent. That'll do it for this one.